Hi, Gemini. How are you? This is Janine from Soul's Journey Tarot, and I'm here to give you the aftermath of the full moon in Leo that we have just experienced. Now, keep in mind that these are very general readings and also that they are very short readings. So, I did before I put my camera on, I shuffled, I meditated, and I already have the cards ready for you. Okay, now it may resonate with some of you, and for others of you, it may not resonate. Okay, Gemini. So the first thing what I'm feeling is for many of you leading up to this full moon that happened now in Leo on the 8th or the 9th of February. It was you for some of you had a few experiences like a week or 2 or 3 weeks before this full moon happened where you started to feel like these little tremors, things are starting to go wrong in a certain area in your life, and then all of a sudden, whoo, there it came. The best way that I can explain it is kind of like an earthquake, a devastating earthquake, where you experience these little tremors. It's a promise of what's to come. And there's no way that you can actually prepare for it because the universe did take it out of your hands. And then all of a sudden, this major earthquake happened and it shook you to the core. You know, your whole world got a shake up. And now that major earthquake is over, and you're still kind of feeling like these little tremors, these aftermath tremors. So if you think about what happens after a devastating earthquake like that, then usually, buildings get brought down to absolutely nothing. People get hurt. And then I'm having this picture of my mind, like people sitting on the road and like, after the earthquake just happens, like, okay, what the heck do we do now? I mean, our whole house is gone. All our belongings is gone. Um, we've lost some people. I don't even find my dog. Some people have passed away. What are we going to do? And now you're kind of sitting in a space, Gemini, where you are like, okay, we have one or two options. Either we pack up and we go somewhere else and we start new somewhere else, or we start from the very beginning. And because already the building has come down, and I mean this metaphorically in your life now, Gemini, it has already come to an end. So now you're going to start building your foundation up again and building your house up again. And because there is nothing left to it anymore, it's completely gone, it was destroyed. But along the way, whenever you build a building from scratch, there's a lot of work that you have to do. You have to get all of your resources, you have to get all of the materials. And for some of you, you will start building a wall, and then all of a sudden there's another small little tremor and it shakes your foundation of this wall that you just built. And you're like, oh my gosh, give me a break, yeah. But you realize, okay, so maybe it's not a good idea for me to build a wall up here. Maybe let's just move it 1 meter away or 2 meters away. Okay, it's very metaphorical, but Gemini, that's very much the sense of what I'm sensing happen for you guys. Now in the aftermath of the full moon that happened, I'm feeling for a lot of you, things happen in your life, whether in work, relationships, and relationships can be in, your family or your lover or your spouse, your children, your working relationships, in your career, in any area of your life. Before this full moon came on the 8th and 9th, there was these major tremors, and maybe it happened between 1 week before the 8th or the 9th, or it can be happening now. But I don't really see it as happening afterwards. And now you're kind of dealing with the aftermath where something completely fell down in any area of your life. And let's just take, for example, relationships. Then it can be that you, Gemini, you and your spouse had major arguments. You were like, this is it. I can't do it anymore. Everything has gone to shit. There's just nothing. There's no love. There's no this. There's no that. So you got an option, okay? Are you going to pick up your stuff and move off and start afresh with somebody else, or start fresh single? Or are you going to build that relationship from the very foundation again and kind of like, just starting all over again in your relationship, and it's not always easy, and those are decisions that you made, Gemini, from your own free will. For some of you, you moved on to another relationship. For some of you, you packed up and you left. For some of you, you decided that you're gonna just start absolutely from the rock bottom and start up and build up this relationship again. For others of you, it will be in your working environment where things just didn't work out. There was like this major thing happening, and you decided, am I going to pack up and go? Am I going to look for a new job? Am I going to start my own thing, or am I just going to start fresh again? So excuse the metaphor, but that's very much like what I feel happened in Gemini's life. And now we're going to look at the aftermath of that. All right, so Gemini, your first card out, and keep in mind that this is a very small reading. That's why I laid the cards out. Your very first card, you have the Six of Swords and the Two of Wands. So yes, already here we can see this is you leaving the stormy waters, okay? This is, you have to go through a Five of Swords to get to the Six of Swords. And the Five of Swords is very much about battle and abusiveness, and that can be emotional abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse, abuse in any form, you know, a lot of fighting, anxiety, stress, just not good things happening. And you found a solution. Either you're packing up and going, or this major thing that happened in your life with the people around you or situation, it just like came to a head. Like there was like an explosion. There was like this earth-shattering earthquake that just rocked everything, and everything that needed to be said was said and is out in the clear. Now you're kind of like walking around trying to pick up the pieces. You know, like when if you watch television, how after you witness a major earthquake happening, maybe in China or something, you see people walking around, roaming the streets, picking up what they can salvage. And I see this as you at the moment, Gemini, moving away from this big boom that happened in your life. And you had to make a decision here with the Two of Wands. You had options, and it was up to you to decide, are you going to leave, or are you going to stay and work on the same ground again and grow? But it's definitely it's a beginning, all right? And the Two of Wands is all about manifestation as well. You could have had to make a choice. For some of you, because this guy is in a boat, I see you leaving a situation, maybe going to a place where there is water, or maybe crossing the oceans, completely moving to a different country. Or this can be spiritually within yourself, where you are just really releasing all of that pain and hurt and devastation that you experienced, and you deciding to take things into your own hands and just move away from the situation. For some of you, you could be waiting to hear about results about something, but really which way you go now, it can't go wrong for you anymore, Gemini. It's like that major earthquake has come and gone, all right? And it's time to, start growing again. It was painful, but it's time for you to move on now. Now we do have the Eight of Pentacles, and it was clarified with the Four of Pentacles, the Fool, and again the Eight of Pentacles. So with these cards, what I'm sensing, okay, let me put this down. With the Eight of Pentacles, very much, it's going to take a lot of hard work to get to a place where you really feel stable and happy. Again, within yourself, if your relationship was like hit rock bottom, it's going to take work, but you've learned so much from this experience. Even if it is in work, I do see you mastering your skills, leveling up, taking things into your own hand. You're taking control of situations now. And where once you felt like you had to hang on to everything that you have because this is all you have, it's kind of like well, whatever was not serving you has been taken away. So now you only got this little bit of maybe things right now, and you trying to work with it as well. But just keep working on the situation, because you do have the Fool. So with the Six of Swords and the Fool, this is you moving away. This is your new beginning. This is your chance to start again, okay? And growth and change is painful sometimes, and there's always a fear of stepping into the unknown. But if you work on your situation and you work on yourself and you realize why everything happened the way it happened, you may not realize it immediately, but there is really a very deep meaning and message there for you guys. Now we do have the death card. This is the end of the situation. This is that of which has already died. I mean, otherwise the death card would say dying, but it's not dying, it's death. It is there, it has happened. Now, in the back of the card, this is the rise of the sun again, okay? Whatever transformation happened in your life, because death is always, it's the end of a beginning, you know, or a beginning of an end. Yeah, I think it's a beginning of the end. Excuse me, I'm a bit fluish. And so this is really you picking up the pieces again, working on yourself internally, releasing that and purging those emotions, the bitterness, the anger, and all the questions of why did this happen to me, and just really moving forward. And it's clarified with the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is very much about life changes. It's about you getting this reality check. It's about you going in fiercely, speaking your truth, or you've spoken your truth. You're not afraid anymore to be who you are. You realize that you need to live your life to the best, and for your highest good. And the thing how the universe works is when you really take ownership of the truth of who you are, and you start living the life that you were always meant to live, then other people around you, they're going to pick up on that energy, and it will work out for everybody involved. All right. But this is the Knight of Swords. This is really lifestyle change, going in not afraid of the battle, but also, you know, having a sense of heart. You're ready to take action, but you're also very emotional. You know that you have to be very stable within yourself to make this situation work. So maybe at a time some of you kind of went into a depression, anger, a lot of questions, but now that phase is starting to pass over. We have the wounded soldier here with the Nine of Wands and Gemini. For a lot of you, you have been really, really wounded, hurt, where you hit rock bottom, don't know which way to go anymore, but you started to get that clarity and you're able to start moving on. And this is ultimately, I'm sorry, my dog is barking, and this is ultimately bringing you to the Four of Wands. So again, I can see that there may have been a lot of conflict, maybe in relationships, you know, conflict within yourself about your stability. Your earth got shook. You had to make a lot of mature decisions, Gemini. But with the Six of Swords, this is definitely, I see you moving away, as long as you, but now you're going to have to start putting in the work for this new life that is becoming available to you. All right, guys, so I did shuffle, and the card of the Panda came out for you. And I'm going to read the message for you. It says, keep your heart pure and light. When you think of a panda, the angel Mary connects you directly to the cosmic heart to receive healing and love. In addition, when you offer to be a bridge between the cosmic heart and the center of the earth, Archangel Sandalphon, I hope I'm saying that right, will link in to enable you to bring a vast download of love through you. This is a special service and raises your frequency considerably. The Panda cards ask you to stay in balance. Notice how you are tested to develop your masculine and feminine energies, then apply yourself to the lessons. This will enable you to heal yourself and others. When you attune to the Panda, a blue Pleiadian healing rose is placed in your energy fields. So yes, I think the message is very strong for us, because you've been through this massive shakeup, some of you Gemini, in your life, and it did hurt. And I think you're just really healing yourself right now. And especially with the Nine of Wands, it's kind of like you're still feeling those tremors, that little aftermath, that little shakes, that it's still in your memory, but it's still in your environment. You're still working on making this change happen, but it will definitely happen for you. It's just really that you've been through a lot at this moment, Gemini, and now it's time to pick up the pieces, all right? And it's also time to show yourself love in the situation, because you've been through so much. Don't be hard on yourself. Show yourself love. And for those that you decided to keep in your life, show them some love as well, all right? I think everybody, this full moon did affect a lot of signs. So let's just be kind to everybody. And your Sacred Power reading card is intimacy. And it says, respect your personal space and nurture your relationships. Intimacy is often associated with being sexual. In fact, emotional intimacy, which has nothing to do with being sexual, is the foundation of any great relationship. If one is unable to open and connect to their partner on an emotional level, it becomes difficult to maintain the equilibrium of a balanced relationship. To maintain healthy relationships, one must learn how to be emotionally intimate. Challenges that lead to infidelity tend to begin on an emotional level when partners neglect to address each other's. Sure. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. I just had a really extreme coughing fit. Excuse me, I am getting sick. I do want to continue with your reading. Challenges that lead to challenges that lead to infidelity, sorry, tend to begin on an emotional level. When partners neglect to address each other's needs, share your feelings and thoughts on important issues on a deep level to maintain physical and emotional connections. In the past, there has been fear around intimacy. Fearing to share personal thoughts, feelings, and body image has created a mindset around acceptance of how intimacy should be and how it should be approached in the future. This confusion has allowed a use and abuse of power in your relationships, resulting in miscommunication, bad breakups, and abusive relationships. If you are in a relationship right now, you are being asked to look at how you share information. Is there mutual respect? Are you being heard? Excuse me. Are you giving or just taking? If you are single, now is the time to acknowledge and address any issues surrounding the loss of power, allowing you to open your heart to others in the future. Take the time to nourish and nurture your body. Wear clothing that is physically appealing to you. Create and make memorable moments with loved ones and open lines of communication to support difficult topics of conversation. All right, guys, I really apologize for my coughing fit. Excuse me, my voice is busy going also. So yeah, guys, I think the message is really clear for you. For some of you, you've really been shaken to the core. And it's kind of like, if you're in a relationship, are you going to build it from the very beginning again? Or are you going to move forward? I'm really sorry for my coughing, but anyways. All right, guys, so this is your aftermath of the full moon in Leo. I hope it resonates, and if it did, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, you can always book a private reading with me, and you can always check out my Facebook page on Soul's Journey South Africa. All right, guys, stay blessed and happy Valentine. Bye bye.